Hey friends, welcome into my channel today. If you're new here, my name is Shary. Thanks for joining me. I am starting on a challenge today that I want to share with you, and I want to show you all this blown up stuff behind me on my kitchen table. I am starting the hashtag 3 Rivers challenge. It's a pantry challenge. I've never done one before. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been watching quite a few videos, and I can tell you I do not have a very extensive pantry compared to a lot of people. But I was really surprised at how much I do have. So I'm going to flip the camera around in a few minutes and just sort of show you. I pretty much emptied out my pantry space that I have here in my kitchen, with the exception of just a small baking basket that just has some chocolate chips, some baking powder, baking soda, muffin cups, that kind of thing. There really isn't much in it, so I cleaned it out and put it back up there. But I wanted to show you what came out of my main pantry, what I call my breakfast pantry, and like my canned goods and my dry goods. I'll sort of just do a quick once over for you, and I will get that cleaned up, and then I have to head to my refrigerator because I've got some work to do there. I'll show you that a little bit later. And then we will talk about some of the things I've decided to make for dinner this week. For me in the challenge, I'm only gonna really focus on dinners, not breakfast or lunch. My husband leaves real early in the morning, so usually for him it's just maybe a yogurt or oatmeal, and I usually will just have either 1 or 2 scrambled eggs. I make my own sourdough bread. Oftentimes I'll just have some sourdough toast or an egg sandwich. So those are pretty basic, and lunches are usually leftovers or salads or whatever I have fresh that I want to get used up. So yeah, so anyway, the idea of the challenge is, it was introduced by 3 Rivers, and that is why it's called the 3 River Challenge. I think she's been doing it for several years. I just saw it as an opportunity to really be a little bit more intentional, number one, with what's in my house. Like I told my husband when I took all this stuff out, I said I could easily go to the store and spend $200, $250, $300, come home and never touch any of this, and then go back shopping again next week. And how ridiculous is that? So I took an inventory of my freezers, my inside freezer, my outside freezer, dry goods. Now I'm, as I mentioned, going to do the refrigerator portion of my clean out. But anyway, it's just in an effort to get you to use the stuff you have in stock. And I would say particularly for those of you or myself, when I happen to have some, if you've put up a lot of items, you know, in your pantry from your previous garden, you want to use those up before, you know, they go bad, or while they still have the nutritional value that, you know, they did when you canned them and everything. And so you sort of, I've always rotated my food. I've worked in the grocery industry a number of years ago. And so I've always rotated everything of mine anyway, whether it's my fridge or my pantry. But there is a lot of food here that I could use. Now, I don't want to get down to nothing. Don't get me wrong. My intention is not to not shop at all and eat everything here exclusively, because I can't do that. I don't have a cow. I don't live on a farm. I have to go to the store for dairy goods, for milk or butter, cheese, things like that. And I try to buy the meat that we buy. I try to buy from our local butcher because I know it's really good meat. And I am low. I tell you, the 2 things I'm low on right now, which just happened to be a coincidence, is meat. For me, I'm lower on meat than usual, and dried beans. I usually have tons of dried beans, and I'll show you I only have one can left. So there will be things that I do have to go to the store and get. But my hope is it's going to be much, much less. When I go to the store, I'm not going to be going blindly and just purchasing what sounds good or what looks good. I'm going to go with intention of, okay, I've got this to use up, so I'm going to need this ingredient or that ingredient to make my meal. So though I will go to the store, but it's just hopefully not going to be near as much or near as expensive. Also, I thought I was going to do it monthly, but I ended up doing it I get a produce box. So it's called Tally Farms. I'll put the link below if you're interested in checking it out. I am in California, and those vegetables come from Central California, so it would really be on the other side of the mountains from us. But they are from the Central Coast, and I've been very happy with my 2 produce boxes. So we're using fresh ingredients out of that box. I just got it last Monday. Yeah, today's Sunday. So we're using obviously up the perishable items first, and then we'll go on to the stuff that has a longer shelf life and longevity. And then probably in about 2 weeks again, I'll get another box. And when I do get that, I will do an unboxing with you and show you what came in the box. So anyway, those are a few things that I will be purchasing. Dairy, perishable things as I need them, and my fresh fruits and vegetables, because I have found for my husband and I, it's just us at home. Our kids are grown and gone. When I have fresh fruits and vegetables, I eat more. And when they get sent to me, I'm forced to go out of maybe my comfort level and think of new recipes. So let me get this camera turned around. I'll just do a quick pan of what I have here behind me so you can see what I have to work with. And then throughout the week, I'll be listing, I'll probably show you today what I'm going to do for dinner tonight. And then probably Wednesday, I'll post a video of Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday nights meals. And then toward the end of the week, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights meals. I am behind. Most people are on week 3, I believe, of the challenge, and I'm on week 1. And I'm going to try to do it for 4 to 6 weeks. If I can get all the way through February, I think that would be wonderful. And I think one of the benefits of this is going to be just the fact that I'm going to be more intentional with my food choices, more intentional with what I purchase in the future, so nothing goes to waste. I'm already thinking more intentional about my garden for this year. That's been on my mind lately. So yeah, I think one good thing sort of leads to another. And so I hope you'll join me on this journey. And if you are doing the Pantry Challenge, let me know in the comment section below how you like it. Are you happy you're doing it? Is it working? Is it not working? And I just hope we can come up with some fun recipes and do some fun cooking together, because I really enjoy doing cooking videos. So, all right, you guys, let's turn this thing around and I'll show you what I found in my cupboards. All right, so here we are again. So in my cupboards, I'm gonna just sort of go section to section for you. What I found, this is basically my basket of dried, let me pan it out. There we go. This is macaroni and cheese, some rice-a-roni, wild rice, some shrimp fry seasoning, some oven-ready lasagna, a couple packages of fideo that I need to cook. I've got some pasta here, pink Himalayan sea salt. I'm going to put that in the freezer. This is just a little bit of rice that wouldn't fit in my container. That is some panko breadcrumbs. More pasta. Apparently I'm moving this way. A little bit of French onions, probably left over from the holidays. This is my singular can of, they're a pinto bean, but I can't remember what they're called. And usually I've got several of these, so I am very low on that. Some popcorn, some rice, some split peas, peanut butter. I've got a little bit of tomato sauce. I'm pretty low on some of this stuff. I usually have more tomato type sauces, but I've got some enchilada sauce, some canned fruit, canned beans, canned cream soups, a couple of canned salmon. Some of these I've had for a while, like a quick bread, cranberry orange mix, wild blueberry, some Bisquick, some malto meal, oats, some cereal, some packaged oatmeal. That's the breakfasty kind of stuff. This is just out of my cupboard, so I found some Skinny Pop popcorn we can eat up. I bought more Grey Poupon at the store. It was a 2-pack. I needed more of that, more ketchup. I do need some more mayo, but I didn't like the kind that the outlet had. I found this in my outside freezer, taco shells. Oh yeah, this is the other, was a 2-pack. This is the beef better than bouillon. I've had this in my cupboard for a while, some coffee, emergency, some dried chilies, 2 things of dried chilies, some stuffing. I got 4 things of chicken broth, 2 of beef broth, and then I found more stock that I made in the outside freezer, but I'll tell you about that in the freezer portion. And then back over here, I just have a little bit of oil. This small one I bought for my trailer. This was for home. And then I've got some potatoes in here, 1 onion left, so I definitely need to buy more onions because I use a lot of onions. And some beautiful Japanese sweet potatoes that came in my last Tally Farms box. So that is the totality of everything that I had in my pantry as far as canned goods, dry goods, pastas, chicken stock, stuffing, rice, lentils, beans, that kind of thing. So I'm going to get all this stuff put away through the magic of television. I will be back in just a minute and we will go through the freezers and the refrigerator with you. All right, you guys, see you in just a minute. All right, friends, it's been a second for you, but it's been a little while for me. As you can see, I got my pantry all put away. Let me just pan around and show you quickly. We're not going to take much time, but I reorganized what goes into the cans and dry goods. Put everything back up here in where I've got more dried rice and pasta and such, and my baking stuff and some ramen is up there. I didn't go through my spice pantry, but I think I probably will this week, so thought I'd show you that. Put everything back in called the top one, my breakfast sort of shelf, and then this just houses backup of condiments, chicken and beef broth, that type of thing. So that's all in there. I wanted to show you, I got my fridge all cleaned out, threw away a bunch of stuff, cleaned all these and rearranged them again as far as salad dressing, condiments, Asian sauces and spices and stuff, taco sauces, those types of things. And then just a few miscellaneous things that I couldn't fit. And of course some wine in the door. This basket here is everything that I pulled out of my vegetable drawer that I'm going to do something with tomorrow. I have some celery that needs to be used up, bell peppers, jalapeno, some potatoes. This is some broccoli from the Tally Farms. I have some red cabbage. All of this is going to get used tomorrow in something. I'm not sure what it's going to be. Probably a soup, but I'm not sure. Just organized my cheese drawer again. This is a very old fridge. She's seen better days, but I'll tell you what, she still works really good. Organized, these are all my pickles, either some I've canned or friends, some Cilantro peppers, just a few, all my pickly type stuff. These were some tomatoes that are still left from Tally Farms. And then tonight's dinner is going to be this leftover chicken. And then, let me see if I can get this out with one hand. So this is still some of the lettuce left from Tally Farm. I need to rinse it again as it was quite dirty because of all the rain that we've gotten in California. So the lettuce crops and all of those were very, very muddy. But anyway, I'm happy with my fridge. It's organized. I know what's in here. And then this is some more, that is some romaine lettuce I need to use up. That's not from the produce box. Sorry about my one-handed filming, but this is some really pretty beets that we got from the box. Some cauliflower and some carrots. And then I do have some cilantro here that I need to get used up. So that will probably go for Tuesday, maybe Taco Tuesday. And then my freezer, this is my inside freezer. This is where I've basically gone through and organized what hamburger I have left, chicken, there's some elk steak, some hot dogs, some tilapia, a couple of flat irons, some chicken. I have some more chicken in the outside freezer, and I've just got some potatoes, frozen fruit, some tortellini, and some frozen veggies in there, a couple pot pies. We'll kind of go over all that when I sit down with you with my list. But anyway, I wanted to show you that and one more thing. So in an effort not to waste, we went to our favorite Mexican restaurant the other day and got wings. They have the best wings. And we had these left over, so I'm going to pop them in the oven and hopefully crisp them back up, or maybe I'll put them in my crisper basket and do that. And then this afternoon when we're watching football, we'll just have these as a little snack and they won't go to waste. So that is it so far. Pantry is cleaned and organized. Fridge and freezer is clean and organized. Inventory in the outside freezer has been taken. And when I come back again, I'll sit down with you with my list and we'll go over what we're going to do for dinner the next 3 nights. So see you in a little bit. All right, we are back. I thought I would share with you a salad dressing recipe that is so unique and so different. A girlfriend of mine, a very dear friend of mine, we worked in the salon industry together for over 30 years and we're still best friends. And one of her clients, which was later one of my clients, gave us this recipe. Now, her family used to own a restaurant here in the area called the Embers. Hold on, let me switch on. I'm going to switch on another light, see if that helps. Not sure if it will, but it might. Okay, yeah, so her family owned a restaurant called the Embers. And we call this salad dressing, Janet and I, we call it Hazels Salad because Hazel was the lady that we got the recipe from. We do not know where it originated from, but we do know that we got it from her. And it's one that my husband requests all the time because he absolutely loves it. But as you can see, it's got a lot of ingredients. So I did take a picture of it. I'll pop it here in the video. So if you want to stop it and screenshot it, I'll try to link the ingredients in the description box. I think I can probably do that, but also it's there, the screenshot's there for your convenience as well. So I have all of my ingredients laid out and we're going to do it in here. So I'm just going to do this in real time with you guys. I've got 2 little doggies sitting here watching me. So it calls for 3 tablespoons of water, which I've already measured out. 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So I'm a tablespoon. I don't have apple cider, but I have red wine, and that will be just fine. So this we're going to have on our, remember earlier when I showed you in my fridge, make sure I'm doing the right thing. Yeah, we're going to eat up that leftover chicken and that red gem leaf lettuce from Tally Farms. We're going to eat that up for dinner. So this is his request. 3 tablespoons of olive oil. This is a brand new one. I got to open it up. I was having trouble with my filming stand. I hope it's not giving out on me. It didn't really want to like latch tight. So I don't know. Seems to be staying put for now. So thank goodness. So 3 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2. I would say this is more of a Tex-Mex or even a Southwest style dressing, but you can adapt it to anything. In Hazel's recipe, she recommends serving it with romaine lettuce, cilantro, and tomatoes, black beans, avocado, cheese, tortilla chips, and black olives. We've done it that way many a times. I've done it that way adding chicken. Tonight we are going to do it with chicken again. So yeah, there you go. Okay, and 1/3 cup of salad oil. Let me get my measuring cups here. These are really neat. I found these at our local kind of kitchen shop, and they're all magnetic, so they all stick together. They're pretty cool. Okay, so 1/3 cup of salad oil. So this is just regular old salad oil. So this is night 1, guys, of the, let's hope I can do this with my left hand. There we go. Yeah, this is night 1 using leftovers. I'm excited to sit down and share with you the menu I've come up with for the next few days. Okay, I don't have lemon juice, but I'm going to use lime juice. It says 1 tablespoon. I didn't take that. Oops, sorry, Max. I'm looking for something. I don't know where it is. Hold on. Here. Okay, so just going to come in here and eyeball this. I didn't have this lime setting out, so probably could have got more juice if I did, but that's okay. I'm going to just use this whole thing. Okay, so that is lime juice substituted for lemon juice. Going in. Next ingredient is 1.5 teaspoons of Worcestershire. And on the thing, it's kind of funny. It looks like 11 because the one's so close to the 2 there, there's no space. So it's 1.5 teaspoons of Worcestershire. So got that here. Give it a little shake. 1.5 teaspoons of Worcestershire. If you do try this recipe, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of it. So it does have a lot of ingredients. Excuse my dogs in the background. They're playing. Okay. 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm just going to eyeball it. This is pink Himalayan sea salt. I'm going to say that's close enough. If we decide we want more when we eat, we can always add more. I'm just going to grind a little bit of pepper into there, not really measuring, just eyeballing. Never fails. As soon as I go to film, the dogs have to bark or play or something. Okay, and then, oh, I forgot 1 tablespoon of sugar. Okay. Now, since that one is doity, let me grab 1 teaspoon of sugar. Forgot. 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm not going to do that much. I'm going to do some sugar, but I'm not going to do a full tablespoon. I don't think I ever really do. Okay, sugar. A little bit of red pepper flakes. I'm just going to pour in. You'll notice I do eyeball a lot of stuff. Okay, red pepper. 3 tablespoons of ketchup. So we can use that same thing again. Oh, I gotta open this. It's a brand new one. Felt good to get my pantry and my fridge and my freezer. I didn't clean the outside freezer, but at least just to sort of make an inventory of it was really a nice feeling. So my 3 tablespoons of ketchup. And then once you make this, you just sort of let it sit out. You could either let it sit out overnight. You could let it sit a couple hours. We're going to have some of the, I showed you those leftover wings. We're going to munch on those and watch the Cowboys. And then just have a light salad when we're ready later. So 1 tablespoon of cumin. Again, I'm going to eyeball it. I don't like it heavy on the cumin, but you can taste it in there for sure. And then we need half a teaspoon of, so that's a teaspoon. I'm gonna go probably a little more than a half, but that's okay. And then my last ingredient is garlic. I'll show you what I like to do on that. So I've got garlic presses and I've chopped it and done it all of those sort of kind of ways, but I like to do my garlic like this. I'll show you. Just stay here. I have a tendency just to step over to my sink and toss everything in there, but for the sake of the video, we'll do it this way. So what I like to do for my garlic is I like to grate it. I'm not even sure where I got that from, but it's my preferred method to do garlic. I feel like I get more of my garlic that way. And maybe too much, but you know, can you ever really have too much garlic? I don't think so. All right, so all I'm gonna do now is pop this lid on and give it a shake, and we'll let it sit until we're ready. I have some homemade sourdough croutons in the oven, so as soon as I get done here, I've got to go check those and put all these ingredients away. So if I were to have used regular cider vinegar, it would be a little bit less pinkish, but because I use the red wine, it makes it just a tiny bit pinkish, but really that's not a problem. It doesn't affect the taste at all. It just affects the color a little bit. So all right, you guys, that is Hazel's dressing. I hope you give it a try. Remember, it's perfect if you want to make it like a Tex-Mex with your black beans, avocado, cheese, tortilla chips, black olives. You could do it with beef, chicken, no meat, whatever you want to do, but give it a try. Let me know, and I'll see you back here in a little bit. All right, we are back to do our recap of my first week of the pantry challenge, the hashtag 3 Rivers challenge. We saw this morning that I took everything out of my pantries and reorganized, took inventory. Same with freezer number 1 and freezer number 2 and my refrigerator. So essentially what I had in my freezer, which I did say earlier was a little bit low on meat for me, but it's okay. We will have to get more. I mean, there's just no way around it, but that's okay because at least we're being intentional with what we have and what we need to get. So I still did have 1 cut up whole chicken from the butcher. I did mark that out and put a 0 because I'm going to cook that this week. I do have some chicken breasts. I'm cooking tomorrow the drumsticks. We still have some hamburgers, some elk chuck steak, some hot dogs, flat irons. That's in one of my recipes, so -1. 2 tilapia and some quail breasts. In my outside freezer, I forgot. Honestly, I did forget that I had, oh yeah, and in freezer number 1, sorry, I got distracted. So also in my indoor freezer, aside from my meat, I had some O'Brien potatoes, some tater tots, frozen corn, mixed vegetables, frozen fruit. I have 1 small and large chicken pot pie, a pumpkin pie. I have 2 pounds of butter, some yakisoba noodles, which I froze, some red chili, dried New Mexico red chili, some yeast and some sugar. And then in my outside freezer, I still have a turkey. I have a pack of chicken leg and thigh combo. It's kind of a pollo seasoning. In my outside freezer, I have 1 turkey carcass still from Thanksgiving, not from Thanksgiving, from after Thanksgiving. I have 2 big packs of turkey stock that I made for Thanksgiving. We went and spent it with some friends, and they made 3 turkeys, and nobody wanted to deal with the carcass. So I said I would make turkey stock with it. And one of my girlfriends that took a turkey said she would love some. So basically what I did with those 3 carcasses was I took and made 3 big batches of stock, and then I split it between her and I. And then I still have a turkey carcass because I had purchased 2 turkeys prior to Thanksgiving. And so after Thanksgiving, we did our Thanksgiving dinner, and I have the carcass from that turkey in the freezer. I have some frozen French fries, some frozen tomatoes and tomatillos from my garden, some pot stickers, pizza rolls, some mac and cheese, and some fondue cheese, which is going to come into play in a recipe this week. Miscellaneous in my cupboard, my dry pantry. I didn't go into detail with this because it's so easy for me just to go look and see what I have. It's just a reference point for right now. So I have some pasta, various pastas. I have rice. I have some canned vegetables, very few for right now, some canned fruit. I'm very low on beans and lentils, but I do have some beans and split peas, 2 cans of canned salmon, and some canned beans, some pickled beets. That's really about it. For some reason, I had let things sort of run down a little bit. Like I mentioned earlier, my meat is very low, and my beans and my lentils are very low, and I'm down to 1 onion. But I did have those really nice, I should write those down. 1 onion. I have some potatoes. I've used almost all the potatoes from the Tally box, Tally Farms box. And I have 3 really nice sweet potatoes left from the Tally Farms box. And those are going to get used in a recipe this week as well. And in the refrigerator, I just did sort of a general overview. Leftover chicken wings, which we just ate. I told you I wrapped them in foil and we reheated them. I have some salad and some leftover chicken that we're going to use for our salad tonight. Like I showed you that I made Hazels salad dressing for. I have some cilantro to use, some broccoli, cauliflower, beets, carrots, some milk, some cheese, cottage cheese, butter, condiments, macaroni salad, apples, oranges, and pickled items in a nutshell. And I have eggs. Yes, I have probably a dozen, maybe slightly over a dozen eggs. I'm going to say 12 plus. So I do have eggs, and I have yogurt, and what else? And I forgot to write down in the pantry that I did have some, oh gosh, I can't remember what they're called. Almost like a granola muffin. I'm just going to call them a granola muffin. And then I also had, as you saw, the blueberry muffins, like a chocolate chip thing, and then a orange cranberry muffin. So I'll get those used up too. I might as well write those down. Chocolate chip muffins, blueberry muffins, and cranberry orange muffins. We'll make use of those. I've had them in there for a while. I can make those, and my husband can take those for work very easily. So that is really the totality, aside from the breakfast cupboard, which has some Honey Nut Cheerios in a Tupperware container, and then an unopened box of Honey Nut Cheerios. And then I have some oatmeal, some packaged oatmeal, and some cream of wheat. I think that's it. Some honey, some syrup. And then my other cupboard that had I guess I didn't write those down. I guess I didn't write those down. That would have been the, I'm going to put my condiments. Condiments cupboard was my beef broth, beef and chicken broth, some extra coffee, salad dressing. I use that a lot to marinate my chicken and fish with. Teriyaki marinade. I'm just going to put another marinade. So yeah, just a few. That's just kind of my backup condiments. Mainly my, oh yeah, I have better than broth chicken or turkey, beef. Better than broth concentrate. Better than broth beef, and I have actually chicken in the fridge. Better than broth beef, just in case I run out of beef stock or beef broth. I have chicken, better than chicken in the fridge. So that's basically it in a nutshell. And then I want to show you what I came up with for my menu plan for the week and what I kind of am looking forward to in the upcoming week. And if you want to see how I set up my planner, I'll try to put it in the end card. I have a video that I recently did of how I set up my planner and in my different sections for different areas that help keep me organized. Okay, so what I decided, we took out some chicken drumsticks and my husband was going to cook those tonight, but the weather's really bad outside. It's really windy, really cold. And I said, there's really no reason to, because we've got the leftover chicken and we're going to make the salad. So we're going to do that for dinner. So that gives me an opportunity tonight, once they get done thawing out, to get them marinating overnight. So tomorrow night is going to be chicken drumsticks, and I'm going to make a cheesy broccoli potato casserole. And that's going to be using the broccoli that came in my Tally Farms box. Tuesday is going to be tacos, just regular old hamburger tacos and Spanish rice. I'll share that with you. It's my mother-in-law's Spanish rice recipe, and it's my favorite Spanish rice. I'm not crazy about most restaurant Spanish rice. She's from New Mexico, so a lot of her cooking influence and a lot of what I've learned is more the New Mexico style, but I really like her Spanish rice. So I'm going to make some tacos and Spanish rice. I think now our oldest grandson has hockey if we go to his game either Monday or Tuesday, but I don't have his schedule right in front of me. So there's a possibility I could switch these if it would make Tuesday easier just to have the drumsticks cooked and the casserole cooked. We could eat real quick before we go to his game, or when we get home, depending on whether it's at 5 or 6. So these are optional. I'll take a look at that. And then I've got the 2 flat irons in the freezer. So I'm going to take one out, and I will cook the flat iron, and I'm going to cook a roasted cauliflower Gruyere gratin. The cauliflower is from the Tally Farms box. I'm not going to put in to receive another one till next Monday. So I'm trying to get through all my fresh produce this week. And the Gruyere cheese I'm using from the fondue cheese that I have had in my outside freezer. So what I'll do with that is melt it down like I would for fondue, probably add some garlic, add some white wine, and I'm going to make that for the roasted cauliflower Gruyere gratin. So we'll see how that turns out. And then I thought I checked off one of my last whole cut up chicken from the butcher. I'm going to use that Thursday, and I'm going to make sweet potatoes. I have 3 beautiful sweet potatoes I showed you from the Tally Farms box. So that's going to be, and that's not to say that there might not be a leftover night. I mean, it's always subject to change, but basically I'm using what I have, and that's the whole purpose in my mind. I feel good about that, and I feel good about the fact that I've gone through my pantries, I've gone through my freezers, I've gone through my fridge. I know what I have. I threw out a lot of stuff that I just didn't need to hang on to anymore. Friday, I'm not sure. I put a question mark because I'm not sure Usually we like to barbecue or grill on Saturday, so that's open for whatever I decide. And then because I had all those lasagna noodles, I want to get a couple of ingredients this week, and I want to make a lasagna on Sunday because that's going to make great leftovers for us, even if I don't have to cook Monday or even Tuesday, depending on what night Gavin's hockey game is. We could use the leftover lasagna for a hockey night. So that works out really good. So that's going to be Sunday. I'm going to make homemade sourdough garlic bread. I do need to put bread flour on here. You know, when I started this challenge, I didn't prepare for it. So there are a few items that I need. Like I said, I'm only down to 1 onion, and I usually have a lot of onions. So I still need to pick up at the store. I did get mustard and ketchup yesterday. Forgot laundry soap. But I need some more mayo. I need laundry soap. I'm going to need milk. I'm going to need some onions. I tossed out the sour cream we had. Could always use a little more cheese. I only have 1 block of cheddar cheese left. And I need to get some ricotta and mozzarella for my lasagna for Sunday. Probably some pasta sauce for the lasagna, and I need more bread flour for my bread and feeding my sourdough starter. And then on payday, I plan to go to the butcher, to the meat house, and get maybe just a little bit more whole chicken, some ground beef, and some bacon at the least. And then I'm going to set up, I think, to get my produce box, my Tally Farms, on the 30th, so it won't be tomorrow, Monday, but it'll be the next Monday because we're going to use up the ingredients this week. So what I'll still have left from my Tally Farms box, my last delivery, will be a few oranges. I think we still have a couple of apples left, but we'll get those eaten up. That's no problem. We have some oranges left. I have some carrots to still use, and I have a spaghetti squash. So the spaghetti squash really was the only thing that didn't make it onto the list this week. But the nice thing about that is they keep, even if I roll that into the following week, that's not a problem. So I think that's going to be it for today, you guys. I really want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you come back again. I hope you all have a very blessed week this week, and I'll see you again in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.